Oh.
Otherwise, it'll be destroyed.
Well, just leave it on my pit. I'll do it in a minute. What I think, like,
2:30 left.
yeah, it's probably. Yeah. All right, guys, get your cars set down. Get out and marshal, please. If you guys are driving, hustle out and get to your marshalling positions, please. Doug would like me to let him know. I have checks from everybody except for John Sang. Need Mr. JJ Sang to check in, please.
2 minutes left.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this straight because that looked really awkward. I have marshals everywhere. You guys know the order. Corey out in front. Kevin taking a break from this one, followed by Max, Blake Bell, Brian Bodine, Corgi Scales, Nick Gill and JJ Sang, Pete Tozer, and Adam Balk rounding it out.
1:30 left.
Little mini Mason setting the grid for us. Gives those cars an extra tap to make sure they're settled. Yeah, touch Pete's car, touch Adam's car. There we go. All right, marshals, give me your hands up real quick. We got one in that corner. All right, guys.
1 minute left.
12th modified, A3 main. Marshals ready. Drivers ready. Everybody's going on the tone. Hustle into the middle. Marshal to the middle. Hustle, hustle. Blake Bell gets really unlucky. I'd like to see him given that position back, but I can't teleport his car. I'm going to just let this nicely and calmly unfold for a moment here.
Thanks for everything, buddy.
My pleasure.
Catch up with you soon.
All right, so Corey Harpy out in front. 0.3 of a second lead over Max. It's kind of nice being able to watch the race and not have the announcer going, ah, ah, ah. All right, so now that I'm not being distracted anymore, your order right now, Corey, Max, Corgi Scales up into third, Nick Gillen up into fourth, Brian Bodine in fifth, John Sang in that sixth position, followed by Blake Bell, Pete Tozer, and Adam Balk. Max, 0.3 of a second behind the leader, Corey Harpke. Those two heading onto the straightaway right now. Bright green front black coming up on Pete Tozer. That's 1 and 2, and they are tight. Give them lots of room, guys. Oh, Max dives in and takes the pass while Corey is evading some traffic. That's going to change things up a lot. Max Kooning now to the lead, heading onto the straightaway in that white front, orange and I don't know what, dark blue, heading in front of the driver's stand right now. That is your leader coming up on Blake Bell in a couple of turns here. And we got Corey Harpke not far behind, trying to catch him and close that door.
6 minutes left.
Other battles on the track. Brian, John, Nick, you guys are all in a tight battle. That's the leader, guys. Thanks, man. Corey now closed that gap to about 0.2 of a second. Call it 1 car length, or better yet, call it 6 millimeters. Corey Harpke now is a ride height gauge away from Max Koenig's bumper. Gets a couple corners a little swirly there. That gives Max some room. Max and Corey now coming up closely on Nick and Pete. When you guys see them coming, give them tons of room, please. Oh, getting sideways. Corey takes it on the inside during the end of the sweeper and takes over. Corey and Max now down the straightaway through the sweeper, battling it out. They're eventually going to catch Nick. Nick bobbles a little bit, lets them both by. Now they got clear track in front of them for quite a few corners. Let this battle unfold. Blake Bell and Brian Bodine also in a close battle on the track. Third place, Corgi Scales is enjoying this battle, and the battle's behind him. Corgi's 5.8 seconds back off 1 and 2. And Corgi to Nick is about 5.7 seconds. So Corgi's in a little land of his own in the middle of all of this. Corey, Max in front of the driver's stand. 0.3 of a second. Max doing everything he can to close that gap, keep Corey within reach. We all know if Corey gets going, he's trouble. Still lots of clean track ahead of you guys. Corgi with lots of room around him. Brian Bodine right on his bumper, but not much of a threat right now. Oh, that's amazing. Max trying so hard to get by clean. Here they come, 1-2 down the straightaway through the sweeper. Order, Corey, Max, Corgi in 3, Nick in 4, Blake in 5, John in 6, Brian 7, Pete 8, Adam in 9. .5 of a second separate 1 and 2. 2.1 seconds separate Blake Bell and John Sang. No, 1.6 seconds. Those two are a nice tight battle. Caution on the infield. Caution on the infield. Slow on the infield. Slow on the infield. Caution is clear. That little bobble is going to let Max jump out to the lead. Max with about a 1.5 second lead over Corey right now. We'll see what the gap is when they cross the line. 1 second. Corgi lets him go by nicely. Nick and Blake in a battle. Blake is closing on Nick now. So Nick is the yellow car going down the straight. Blake is the blue and yellow car going down the straight. They're separated by 0.8 of a separate. Blake with a little bobble is going to give Nick some room. Back to the front. Max with a 0.3 of a second lead over Corey. 2 minutes left in this race, guys. 2 minutes. That's a long time for Max, I'll tell you that. Corey with a little tap, going to give Max some breathing room. Gap from, Nick.
2
Nick
minutes
gets
left.
everything wrong and flies across the entire track. That's going to let Blake take over that position. So Blake up into the 4th spot now. But he is 3.5 seconds back from Corgi Scales and closing. And Corey makes the clean pass on Max, or it might have been a tap. I wasn't looking right then. Let's let Max wheel him back in now and give us more of a show. Minute 35, guys, minute 35. Nick trying to catch up to Blake on the infield. So is John saying those three all Blake taps. That's put Nick ahead of Blake, followed by John. Those three are fighting for position right now. Max right on Corey's rear end, going onto the straightaway.
One minute left.
0.2 of a second. Corgi's still sitting in that number 3 spot. And we got Nick, Blake, and John all within a second of each other. Then it goes back to Brian, Pete, and Adam. Max trying desperately to get back in within reach here. Yeah, looks like it. Nick, you're going to have the leaders come on here real hot. Make sure to give him lots of room, please. Looks like Nick has dumped. Blake Bell, they're coming up on you next, brother. 16 seconds left. Now or never, Max. Oh! That is going to make the race right there. 5 seconds left. Everybody keep rolling. And the final order to this race. Corey, Max. Corgi Scales in the 3rd position. Blake Bell in 4th. John Sang. Brian Bodine. Nick